bro. Put down your baby and pick up a beer. Dad Jokes is back with a brand new episode. I'm Jerry, joined here by Brandon and a very special guest. We have a guest on the show today. Mr. Jason Schon is joining us, and we're excited. We're going to get to him here in a second. But Brandon, we're going to kick off this episode right off the bat with a dad joke. Are you ready for this dad joke?
Man, you coming in hot, Jerry.
I am. I'm excited about this
I'm ready.
one. I don't know why. I'm excited about this dad joke. I heard it today. I'm like, that's the dad joke for the show. And I'm saying it before I forget it is basically what we're getting at.
This better be good.
What did the sushi say to the bee?
What did the sushi say to the bee? I don't know. Jason, you got any guesses? I have no idea.
I got nothing.
Yeah, wasabi. Wasabi. Sure that was good. That was funny. I thought it was great.
I'm signing off. Thanks, guys. Bye.
He's over us already. But no, Brandon, that's my dad joke for the day. But before we get into Jason, all things Jason, let's talk about actually, it's been 2 weeks. We took a week off, which is not like us. So what's been going on the last couple weeks with Bryce and the Bankses?
Well, he's been going through a bit of a sleep regression. He just turned 10 months old, and everything we look up, with Wonder Weeks, as well as just a 10-month-old, that's not uncommon. What we found is they're starting to develop a little bit of separation anxiety, like he wakes up and is looking for mom or dad, which causes for a few more sleepless nights or less sleep during the night than we've been used to, because he's been pretty good overall. But I'll take it. He's been, like I said, good overall. So the last couple weeks have not been great. As a result of that, we kind of switched up his sleeping arrangement. Got him a little bit more room. He's been sleeping in a pack and play in our room, and we've kind of opened that up. And we both are going to be home for a 2-week stretch because my parents are going to be out of town, and watching him day in, day out. So he's going into his crib, into his nursery at that point. So he's got about 2 more weeks in the room. On a little bit different note, he threw up for the first time. This was draft day for the NBA. I was out at a buddy's house, and you kind of think that you've seen like baby puke before until it actually happens. It's not like the cute little milk spit up. This was real. He's been eating solids, and it kind of freaks you out a little bit. So I know you and I talked about it a little bit, Jerry, but I'm starting to wonder what the point of having a pediatrician is. Because as a parent, you freak out. Your kid's doing stuff you've never seen. You call the after hours number, and they pretty much are like, yeah, you can either like wait it out, go to urgent care. They're really not going to do anything. And we're not going to do anything either. So,
well, it's just funny because, like you said, it's basically they tell you it's normal, and if it's not normal, don't come see us. Go to the ER. So it's basically they're there for the checkups and to tell you if you're doing good or not. But it is funny that you said that because they don't often tell you much that the old Google doesn't. Not that makes you feel better.
They're very consistent in that, at the very least. But I mean, they can't really do anything. It's just more or less a peace of mind thing for us. He has started to crawl.
He has. That is great.
Now we're only like 4 or 5 steps, or I don't know what you call crawl steps, but we're only about 4 or 5 at a time. But he's yeah, I guess. I mean, it's full blown. He kind of gets where he wants to go. Whether it's a crawl / scoot / rolling, but we have taken the turn to him actually crawling. So today he crawled over to our entertainment center and opened up the like one of the
baby proofing
cabinets.
Time for baby proofing.
Yeah, your boy got some work to do. So
I'll send you some links.
Overall, it's been, or I can just listen to a previous episode we had.
Exactly.
Overall, it's been a fun couple of weeks. He's super obsessed with Riley more than ever. That's actually what got him to for real crawl the first time he was trying to pet his dog. But it's been a good couple of weeks. How you been doing?
It's been pretty decent for us. We were getting over some illnesses, and that went well. Peyton has not crawled yet, but she is very, very close. Macy is convinced that she's going to crawl with Grandma, either my mom or her mom, because she is super close. So I'm hoping she does in the next few days before Macy has to go back to work. But she gets on all fours. She kind of has figured out she's got to move her arms, but she doesn't really know how to do it in conjunction with her legs yet. So she'll kind of do it and fall. The problem is, Brandon, that she can like roll / like scooch wherever she wants to go. So even if she wants to get something, she'll get it. She just doesn't have to crawl to it yet. So we're trying to get her there, but she's very, very close. It's going to happen anytime now. So that's happening. She's been doing really good with eating. She's been doing good with pretty much everything. The one thing is she's definitely got still some of that separation anxiety. She wants mom wherever mom is. If mom's out of the room, she's fine. And then dad's second place. So if I'm there with like grandma or grandpa and I leave, she gets upset. But if mom's there, she doesn't get upset. It's only if mom's not there. And then the one negative is she has been waking up more frequently at night for whatever reason. It seems to be almost 3 times every night, which it was down to 1 or 2, sometimes 0, but mostly 1 or 2. And now it seems to be 3 times recently. So we're trying to kick that and get back because that can be rough. Even though she goes down pretty well after she's up, we usually feed her and then she goes right back down. But 3 times a night can be tough. Other than that, today, Peyton went to her first Tigers game, so that was exciting. Oddly enough, our guest, Jason, was there too. We did not plan that. We did not go together, but he was at the game as well. So Peyton went to a Tigers game, and last year we went to a Tigers game when Macy was pregnant, and the Tigers won on a walk-off bunt by Robbie Grossman. So this year, the Tigers are losing 3-2 in the 9th inning. And then all of a sudden, Victor Reyes hits a home run. It's a tie ball game. Next up to the plate is star rookie Riley Green, who we're all excited to see, and he hits his first career home run at Peyton's first official game. So very, very exciting there. It was cool. She got a little certificate that said her first game. And, it's kind of cool, Brandon, because Riley Green's a player, is a top prospect in the Tigers organization. He might still be there when she's like old enough to actually watch sports and like know and remember it. So it'll be kind of fun to tell her one day if he turns out to be as good as we hope he is, that she was at the game where he hit his first career home run and it was a walk-off. So that was a lot of fun today. We actually just got back from that. She did really good at the ballpark. Was with grandparents and us. Wasn't too fussy. Honestly, did about as good as you could have hoped for. The only negative, it was that when we got home, because she hadn't really napped like she normally does, she was definitely overtired. I know we've said that word before. It was the definition of overtired. She was over everything. She just finally went down right before we started to record, but she did good during the day, so I can't complain. It was our fault she was overtired. There's nothing we really could have done about it. But it's been good. It's been good.
I mean, you kind of knew what you were getting yourself into taking her to a Tigers game, so she's down now. You should. I take that as a win.
I'll take it as a win. And hey, anyone listening, if you don't know, the Tigers are not good. They are bad. So the fact that she's 2-0 with 2 walk-off wins, that's huge because Detroit sports right now in general is not great. But the Tigers are they kind of stink, but she's won 2 games, so she's a good luck charm. Her first Michigan football game, we're a big Michigan football family, was Michigan beating Ohio State. So I think she's a good luck charm, Brandon. We just got to bring her around more often. So
I just like Jason shaking his head. The Michigan
he is.
team.
He's a state fan, so we got to watch out for him. Speaking of Jason, why don't you introduce yourself and tell us the good news and why we're having you on this show? What's going on, Jason?
Yes. Well, first off, thank you both for having me on. It's an honor. Listen every week, except for last week, took a time.
Yeah, we took a
off.
hiatus.
But, so for those who don't know, I am Jason Schon. Jerry was actually the officiant at my wife and I's wedding. My wife and Jerry's wife are best friends, and that's kind of how we have come to know each other. And my wife and I, we got married past November, and basically immediately started trying to have a baby. It took a couple months, but this past March, we were excited to find out that we are expecting. Our due date is December 1st, and we actually know the gender. I don't know if I should reveal that right now.
That's up to you. That is
All
up to
right,
you.
well, we are having a boy. Teen boy.
Woo!
Team boy. Everybody
Yeah.
has boys around me.
I'm about to
Brandon
wake up
knows
my wife.
this.
I don't be quiet.
Every single
Yep.
person has boys around me.
Well,
Actually,
and
we have
Not
one
quite
friend that had a girl.
everyone.
We have one
And
friend
that-
that has a girl, but like one of 30.
Yeah, and that's the thing. It's like everyone we knew was having girls. I mean, it's just the way science and life works. There's got to be a boy out there. So I kind of had a feeling it was a boy. Ashley, my wife, just says she knew. Mother's intuition, I guess. And yeah, so we did the genetic testing. So we found out earlier than what would be the anatomy ultrasound, which is actually in 10 days. So that will be more so of just go have fun, see the baby kicking around. But yeah, we did genetic testing and got the results back within a week, and found out just the two of us, and then did a little reveal for family and friends, and shared the good news.
Yes, and see,
That's,
Jason,
that's exactly what we did. Like I could not, and my wife Kelsey could not wait. we weren't the Jerry and Macy of it all, who wait until the very
well,
end.
honestly, I knew what Jason was having. He didn't need the genetic testing because Macy thought it was a girl, and she's wrong every single time. Anytime she's guessed someone's gender, like of the baby, she's been wrong every time. So the second she told me it was a girl, I was like, it's a boy. Okay, they're having a boy.
You have to specify of the baby.
Of the baby. So yes, they're having a boy, which is super exciting. So Jason, why don't you tell everyone at home, like, what stage are you at? Because I'm trying to, me and Brandon started this podcast when we were both kind of in the middle of the pregnancy period, and I just remember there's kind of a bunch of stages that you go through. What stage would you say you're at right now?
Yeah, so we are in week 18, so we're fast approaching that midway point. Recently, things that we've been looking at and working on, getting an idea of what we want to do for the nursery. So if you know my wife, and you guys do, she knows what she wants, and she often gets what she wants. So, she, we did some Pinteresting and found a design for a nursery that she really fell in love with. Took some convincing, but we're gonna do some board and batten on the wall, and painting and all the fun stuff that I get to do now. But aside from that,
Let me know.
yeah.
That's exactly what we did.
Oh, is it okay? Looking for furniture. So we already bought all of our furniture, being the crib, the dresser, chair. Well, at least those three main things. So some of those have trickled in already. We did have some issues with delivery through Walmart, delivering the wrong thing, and working on getting the crib here now for that. So the nursery, we're working on the registry. And again, my wife, she's been around babies a long time. She's been around the gear, the tech. She knows what she likes. She's played with it all. And actually, you and Macy, Jerry, were pretty much what got her on to the Nuna, the stroller and the car seat.
Team Nuna.
So
for the win.
we are Team Nuna.
Oh, Lord.
And I play with it too. It is nice. It's very lightweight, so that'll help with her when she's carrying her around and I'm not around. So carrying him around, excuse me. So yeah, I mean that's basically it. We're just kind of getting some things situated, and just very excited. Like I said, we're about halfway there. Can't wait.
Have you hit that lull yet? Like, there's like, I remember there's like a lull. Like, you get super excited at first. You do all this stuff. You're putting all this time and energy in, and all of a sudden you're like, man, I still got like 20 some weeks of this, and it gets hard. That's hard because you run out of stuff you can do almost.
Yeah. So
together right now.
So when we first found out, we were already, it was like 10 to 12 weeks pregnant is when we found out. When we shared the news. So that buildup was, like trying to hang on to that secret. not slip up, which I did not. So I'm happy to, say that because I thought I was going to. That was definitely one of the hardest secrets I've ever had to keep. And just being able to, we shared the news with our immediate family on Mother's Day. So being able to, let everyone know, the great news was awesome. And then a few weeks later, we found out the gender. And then within a few days later, a week later, whatever, we had a party at our house and, getting to share that. So it was awesome. So on my side, well, excuse me, I'll start on Ashley's side. First grandbaby. So, that's awesome. Get to bring in the first grandchild. And then on my side, it's the first grandson. So I'm excited to, have that experience and, grow the family. Carry on that Schon name.
Yes.
Did you have a rooting interest? I know people don't always like to admit this, but if you wanted a boy or a girl first.
So early on, I wanted a girl, and it has nothing to do with everyone I know having a girl. It's just like I have nieces. That's it, and that's what my experience is baby girls, and so that's what I was accustomed to. So at first, I'm like, yeah, I kind of like a girl. I see my sister, my brother-in-law, and what they get to go through, and then after a while, and this was before I knew it was a boy. I was thinking about it, and I was like, and actually, it'd be awesome to have a boy for that same reason. First grandson, all the things I loved to do as a kid, get to, share with them as they get a little bit older, like, diehard Lego fan as a kid, dinosaurs, sports, stuff like that. So then I really started like hoping for a boy, and sure enough, I got my wish.
You got a boy.
Jerry, I don't know about you, but like I've been cheesing. I'm catching myself smiling because I'm seeing myself. And this is like the happiest I've been in one of our podcast episodes in a while. Probably because I have to deal with you all the time.
That's true.
It's fun. It's fun to like. I'm hearing you tell like your side of everything, and like I'm almost putting myself back in my mind state and at that time. And it's still, I mean, it's amazing now. Like it's better than you probably can even imagine, but that just anticipation is just great.
It is very, very cool. That's why I asked you what kind of stage you're, because it's like, it's just these emotions that it's hard to describe. And honestly, it's something you'll probably never feel to the same degree again. Because even when I imagine Brandon and myself, if we have another kid, you're still dealing with the other one. So it's a little bit different. It's not your first one. You've done it before, and you're still dealing with another kid trying to keep them alive. So I'm sure it's a little bit different emotions, but it is exciting. It is funny seeing like dads and moms with like people that are kind of behind him. Like today, my brother-in-law was sitting next to me at the Tigers game, and he's holding Peyton, and he goes, "Man, I love that you guys are going to have more babies because I get to have the babies without having to have the babies." And I was like, that's a great way to put it. So it's fun to see that kind of side of things. Jason, you mentioned you guys are starting the registry, and I kind of wanted to ask Brandon this actually. Brandon, we've talked a little bit about this on podcasts in the past, but like if you were giving Jason any advice, like what's something on the registry that maybe you're like, hey, this is something definitely you might not have thought of, and this is something that you probably don't need to get super ahead of the game on. I don't know if you have any, basically registry advice is what I'm asking you.
So a couple things. One, we did a lot of looking at other people's registries who we knew who had kids, kind of picking and choosing stuff from there. The YouTube videos that are like things I wish I wouldn't have put on my registry are the most clutch videos of almost anything you can watch. And early on, and like when we were podcasting, I said that like the boppy pillow was like, we never use it. It was completely unnecessary. I'm going to walk that back a little bit. And the main reason that they sell it is like for help with breastfeeding and things like that. That is Bryce's go-to lean back and like drink a bottle pillow. So that's something that we, in the past, I've said, hey, that's not something that we have ever used. And then lo and behold, now that is something we use all the time. From a what to put on a registry perspective, a lot of your big stuff you're gonna just put on there because it's stuff you get excited about. You can never have enough like bibs and burping cloths, things like that. Those are things that pretty quickly we had to go back and buy more of. And then newborn diapers are the other thing. And it might not be a registry thing you put on, but something to keep in the back of your head. Like you may need it either a little bit longer than you anticipated, or you might want to throw just a pack of those on the registry. Most of the other stuff, I mean, everybody has like the same type of stuff in their registry. You'll be fine.
Yeah, you'll figure it out. Like Brandon said, the only pieces of advice I would give is some things, you want because you're doing the research on him, but like you don't realize like like a first stroller, for example. Not that you shouldn't get a stroller because we did, but like you don't use it for a while, and then like certain things like the baby will dictate. So the one thing for us was like I wanted certain bottles. And then I realized, like, okay, babies like different bottles, and it doesn't matter what you like, they're going to tell you, and you're going to have to go with whatever they like. So the best thing to do is, like, buy one of those variety packs, and that's it. And then you'll figure
trying,
out.
Like the different nipples out or something, Jerry? Is that how you developed the preference?
That's what I did, yeah. I actually sat at home one night and did some scientific, I'd, like, poured them out and see. No. But I, like, wanted Philip's Advent to be, like, her favorite bottle. And she'll use any bottle, and she has some, but, like, it's actually we ended up using a bottle that I did zero research on that we got in a variety pack that she likes the best now. It's the Hero Ability ones, which again I would never have guessed that because it just happens to be the one she like has taken to. So that there's certain things that you'll figure out, and a lot of the stuff like toys and other things as you go. I mean, with Amazon nowadays, it's super easy. So don't stress out, I guess, about certain things. You need a car seat. That's something you need. You need something for them to sleep in, whether it's a bassinet or whatever that's going to be in your room at the beginning of the time. And you need diapers. I mean, other than that, there's a lot of the other stuff you're gonna figure out and you got time for. So don't over stress about it. I'm sure you will anyways, because every dad and every mom does. It's okay, but don't feel like I need to get this bouncer before they're born because they might need it one day. Yeah, well, when they're 4 months, they might need it, but we've all been there.
Bryce's love every toys, though, I will say, have stood the test of time. Mm-hmm. He still plays with the ones that he got from early on in his life. I'm saying it like he's not 10 months old, but early on in his life, he's still playing with a lot of those too. So it's a little expensive. We were gifted that. You can put a few months subscription on your registry. That turned out to be one of my favorite gifts that he's gotten.
Yeah, Brandon and I got that from the same person, actually. It was a great gift on our registry. Is there anything that you've researched so far, Jason, that you're like really excited about? Because I know there's some things that I geeked out about. Is there anything that you're like, I really can't wait to use this?
Not really in terms of baby equipment. No, I wouldn't say there's like one thing out there that I'm just excited to use or can't wait to use. Just thrilled, excited to have them here. And then, like I said, just start that new chapter in life, and just grow with them, and like I said, experience that father-son relationship, and like I said, I'm envisioning down the road as well, and the things we'll get to do and experience together. But no, I can't think of like a piece of equipment or tech or something that I'm just looking forward to using. What were you geeked out about?
I can speak for myself.
Go ahead, Brandon.
It was my amazing dad diaper bag
that you never used.
Me and Jerry got in the arguments about whose diaper bag was better, and I've used that thing one time in 10 months.
I use mine all the time.
To use it. You do. Kelsey has a diaper bag that's always stocked and like ready and sitting by the front door, and it's just convenient. Mine is upstairs. I could use it. It's stocked up now, but
right.
What's the point? Both of us taking diaper bags.
No, you're right.
I rarely, and I think you have more of an opportunity because you have her alone a little bit more.
Yeah, Macy works when I'm
hours.
Yeah. So I like taking mine. She likes taking hers. That's kind of what happens there. But my piece would be I was super excited about the Nanit. I'll be honest with you. It's kind of techie. It's kind of, you can, and I love it. So it was actually funny. At the beginning, I didn't love it as much as I love it now. Like you love it more later on because early on, the baby's next to you. it's kind of pointless. So I was super excited about it, and then she came home, and I'm like, this thing does nothing for me, because it doesn't at the beginning, but now it's great. So, but that was kind of the piece that I was super excited about. But there's things, like I said, like Brandon mentioned it too before, like you'll get stuff that you don't think is that cool or is that important, and that'll become the most important things to you. Like there's just weird things. Peyton's favorite toy is a xylophone someone bought for us. I never would have guessed that she would ever like. I when we got it, I was like, what is this? And now she just freaking loves that thing. So you don't know, and it is cool though. But Jason, we've been talking a lot about you. How's Ashley been? How's she been through the beginning of the pregnancy?
Yeah, no, she's over well. She's pretty good. She gets old, so even before she was pregnant, she would get a little car sickness, motion sickness, not to the point where she ever got like sick, but through the pregnancy, and it's getting a little bit better. But on longer car rides, hour plus, towards the tail end of it is when she really starts to feel that nausea. So she's experienced some of that, some heartburn at night, but all in all, I mean, she'll tell you herself. She's felt pretty good. So she can't complain. She's definitely got a baby bump going. I'd say she probably popped within the last few weeks, to where you can definitely tell. It's funny. Like every day she'll put on an outfit when we're going out. Like even today, going to the Tigers game, right? And she puts on her outfit. She comes down. She goes, "Do I look fat?" I'm like, no, you look pregnant. Like it's obvious.
It's almost good when they get that pop, because then it's like, yeah, you're pregnant now. Or before, they feel like self-conscious. I feel like, but once they kind of pop, then it's like, it's like, okay, now you got the baby bump, and then it at least to me, it's always obvious at that point in time. Like, okay, yeah, they're pregnant. It's cute. Yeah. It's cool. It's exciting. So that's good. Has she had any weird cravings yet?
Salty. So mainly like pickles. She loves pickles. Green olives. And these are all things that she liked before too. But just a bowl of some mini pickles and green olives is a snack for her now.
Just get a charcuterie board.
Yeah, exactly, right. I'd say that's mainly been it. Just she likes salty snacks right now.
Jerry, what were Macy's weird cravings? I don't know if we ever talked about that.
She didn't have very many, honestly. She every once in a while, but she did not have a lot of cravings. She had all the negative things of pregnancy. She just got sick a lot and didn't feel good, and that was tough. That's the funny part. I don't say the funny part, but people always are asking us already, they are you, Brandon. When are you gonna have the next one? When are you gonna have the next one? And for me, it's like, okay, well, based on how old Peyton is and when but I don't think about the actual being pregnant for 9 months thing again. I'm just thinking about the timing of the kids. Whereas in Macy's head, it's like, I don't want to be pregnant for 9 months again, because it was tougher for her. So I think that's the hurdle that we have to cross at some point in time. And everyone's different. Some people have all bad pregnancies. Some people have all good pregnancies, and a lot of people have some good, some bad, and in between. So I'm hoping the next one is a little bit easier on her, because she had a pretty rough first pregnancy. Definitely not as bad as some people have it, but pretty rough.
I'm pretty confident that if Kelsey had a Macy-like pregnancy, we would never be talking about having it. So I don't know. That was it was a blessing on our end. Her weird craving was, she's a vegetarian. McDonald's cheeseburger, no meat. That was
okay.
How do you do a McDonald's cheeseburger no meat? I don't even know what that means.
You go up to the drive-thru and you say, "Hey, I want a McDonald's cheeseburger with no meat," and they make it for you.
But what is it though? Like bread and cheese?
It's all the bread, cheese, ketchup. Do you want me to break down what's on the
Nah,
burger?
I guess I was expecting you to almost say there was a substitute. Like, okay, I get it. That is weird.
It's basically just I thought it was weird when she had it, ordered it first time, and I tried it, and it's actually pretty freaking good.
So going back up, so I guess previous to Ashley and I dating and stuff like that, and I never even realized it, but she either didn't like or never had McDonald's cheeseburgers.
Wow.
Yeah. Like I said, I never realized, I guess, whenever we would go there, she'd get chicken nuggets or something else. I don't know, but never put two and two together. But through the pregnancy, she's craved McDonald's cheeseburgers, and we've only gotten them a handful of times, a couple times throughout. But like her mom was shocked when she found out she had a McDonald's cheeseburger, and I'm like, well, what's the big deal? And then I learned the backstory there, but yeah, I guess it's just she got the meat. But
she got the actual cheeseburger.
Yeah. Into an Arby's commercial.
Yeah, we have the meats.
I guess it is just it's crazy how pregnancy cravings can even make you crave something you either don't like or have never experienced.
That is weird.
And obviously, I've never been and will never be pregnant, but I think part of it too is kind of mental. It's like you are almost told you're supposed to be like having cravings.
That's
So do we pay more attention to things that you're eating consistently than we never would have before? Who really knows?
Well, they say that men can have cravings during like pregnancy, or they can start having
I had a ton of cravings. I ate everything I saw.
And well, Jason, have you had any weird cravings or any different tendencies now that you guys are expecting that you haven't noticed different?
Just that I've been putting on some sympathy weight. I got on the scale and I didn't like the number I saw. So,
well, you can join. You can join the Peloton crew. I know you got rid of your guys's, but
that's a sore subject in this household.
I did a Father's Day ride today on the Peloton, so I felt good about it. I had some Kenny Loggins in it and other songs, and it was great. So that was me trying to kip off mine.
It's not been gotten ridden in a long time.
Yeah, that's what I had, and then we finally got rid of it. Okay. Yeah, I don't want to get into that.
We won't get into that one.
For a different time.
I'm the only one standing strong with the Peloton, but you do gotta stay in
some momentum again. So
yeah, you gotta find ways to stay fit and do what you can to be mentally and physically healthy, especially during pregnancy, because obviously your wife is probably having more cravings or wanting to eat more, or dealing with a lot of different things. It's easy to fall into bad habits as a guy. So sometimes that can be why a lot of guys put on what they call quote unquote sympathy weight, even though a lot of women would not like that term. It's I think just because you're doing the same things as them, and it's easy to fall down that rabbit hole.
Yeah. And our doctor had said that getting regular exercise is important during pregnancy. So Ashley and I, we're going to start doing lunges, and that would be a big step forward.
I like it. Nice.
I had to work in there. It was too perfect timing.
It will be. It will be. But
that might be the winner for this.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Well,
you found a way to put it in regular conversation.
Yeah, it was too good. I just had to fit it in.
That was a good one. Well, you guys are kind of following the same timeline as us, which is kind of cool because our due date was November 20th. Your guys is December 1st. You told people on Mother's Day. We told people on Mother's Day. So you're kind of following that. The one thing that's I guess
Jerry made this
good now. Yeah, exactly. One thing that's good now is like your summertime when you can be outside, you can take walks, you can do stuff. Because it's the hard part is like once the baby's born, and this is something I never thought of until Peyton was born, is like in Michigan, which is where we all are, it's winter time. It's very hard to go for walks. It's very hard to be outside. So you're almost hunkered down, which is in some ways great. But in some ways, it's kind of odd because you're like I said, you're almost like in your own cocoon for a few months, and we're just now starting to experience some of the joys of being outside. Where Brandon, like you guys had Bryce in the summer, so you still had some time to kind of be out in the world, if you will.
Yeah, it was. We got out a decent amount, but really, he was so young. You're almost all in survival mode to a degree in the beginning, so. By the time we really were going to venture out, it was wintertime anyway. But he went on a few early walks. We have a nice park around the corner from us, but it's been more now than then in that regard.
That makes sense.
Jason, you mentioned like the things like I get excited about, like kind of almost watching your son's life through his eyes or seeing the world through his eyes and experiences you can take him on. Is there anything that kind of freaks you out a little bit about becoming a dad, or one thing you might be scared about?
Getting hurt, them getting hurt. obviously just, being a dad. And I think you guys have touched on this in whatever previous episode, but just, you know, the need to protect. And, Luke, I don't think I mentioned that we already named our child Luke. I already feel the
I am your
protectiveness.
father.
And yeah, we did get him a pair of Star Wars little sleepies just for
There you
that
go.
reason. I had to. But anyway, yeah, just that feeling of, being protective. And, like I said, he's not even here yet, but, he's right there in, Ashley's belly. And, when we're out and about, out of our home, just being more aware. I've caught myself, just paying more attention to things and keeping a closer eye on Ashley, making sure she's fine. Especially like at the Tigers game today, and we had gone a few weeks ago to a Tigers game as well, and specifically at that game, it was like about 100 degrees. It was hot. Our seats were out in the sun. We didn't stay in the seats the whole time. We would go, catch some shade, but just making sure she's hydrated and comfortable and stuff like that. So, yeah, just that protective feeling, and then obviously when he gets here and is once he's able to move on his own, making sure he's protected and not getting hurt, staying out of trouble.
It's a scary feeling.
For the rest of his life, because that's the crazy part.
Yeah,
it's not like they get older and there's just more stuff, and it's a long time. And then even when they're adults, I'm sure there's, it makes more sense too. Like when you have a kid, I think you start seeing things like your parents, and you start understanding some of their feelings a little bit more. Like like I'm a grown adult, and sometimes like your parents, you still feel like they're worried about you. You're like, what are you worried about? But it makes sense now. It makes a little bit more sense.
Yeah. That's what my mom says every time go out to do something. Oh, be safe or this or that, whatever. I'm like, no, I'll be fine. She goes,
Right.
I'm always going to be your mom. I'm always going to worry. And,
I'm just going to McDonald's to grab Ashley a cheeseburger.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I'll be okay.
Yeah.
With the meat.
With the meat and extra pickles.
Extra pickles with the meat. I like
Yep.
it. So
That McDonald's ketchup hits different, man.
with sweet tea. You got to get the sweet tea. That's what I crave. There you go. So, Jason, you've listened to all our episodes, and so you've heard all our episodes, and obviously every 10 episodes we do top 10s. We've done a couple of those, and some of them have been centered around Disney movies and Disney songs. Is there any certain movies or songs from Disney that you're excited about to share with Luke?
Yeah, so Lion King's probably my favorite.
Okay.
Yep. So that one. I was into the Toy Stories as a kid. I think those ones are fun.
Right down my list, Jerry.
Yeah, am I? I see. I don't remember whose was whose or what. But and aside from Disney, so when I was a kid, I was a huge dinosaur fan, and I still find dinosaurs interesting and all that about them. But I was big into the Land Before Time movies.
Littlefoot,
all of them. Yep.
Petrie.
Petrie, Spike, Sarah, Ducky. Yep, all of them. So I'm very excited to force him into liking dinosaurs, and showing him those movies and watching them with him, and I have all 16 of them on DVD ready to go.
There are 16 of those movies.
They keep coming out with them.
They're still coming out with them?
Well, as far as I know, the last one that came out was maybe like 5 or so years ago.
I had no idea.
I had to go buy it.
Yeah. It's been so long that Littlefoot's become Bigfoot.
Yeah.
Jason's joke was better.
Yeah, it's true. Hey, one thing though for dinosaurs, my nephew at Christmas had these. This is the cool. I was geeking out about this as a grown adult. He had these little eggs that you put in water, and they would like dissolve and turn into like little like dinosaur action figures. And then there was like descriptions of each one, and he knew them all. And not like I thought I knew dinosaurs. He was saying things, and I thought he was making them up. And then I looked at the thing. I'm like, nope, that's right. I don't know what that is, but that's exactly what this thing says it is. Weird names, but it was really cool. That was a cool gift.
Yeah. I've seen those at the store or something. But yeah, that's something I would buy for myself
Yeah, exactly.
just to check it
That's
out.
what you do. You buy it for your kid, quote unquote.
Yeah,
You don't get in
yeah,
trouble, and then you just keep them.
yeah. This is
Oh,
for
they're
Luke.
too young. They're too young. Luke,
Yeah.
Luke will get these when he's older. Just like the
Yeah.
Legos. That's my plan with Legos. Is you
Mhm.
buy them for I'm buying them for Peyton, and then just I'll build them.
Well,
Hogwarts Castle.
So I still have all of my Legos from when I was a kid that my parents had purchased for me. I just get in our basement. I've just got this huge 20-gallon tote. I mean, it's filled just with all kinds of Legos. There's probably something in there worth money. I'll put it that way. But um, and it's funny speaking of Legos. I mean, this is how diehard I was when I was a kid, and I'd get into some trouble, and my parents would send me to my room. Um, I'd go to my room and I would pull out the Legos and I would just have a field day. They would come up an hour or so later and say, you can come out now, right? I said, no, I'm fine. Thanks. I'm good. So,
Plot twist.
yeah, they tried to punish me, I guess, but it didn't work because I just got lost up there for hours just building stuff. And,
Your punishments were taking the Legos away.
yeah,
Exactly.
they never did that. Isn't that crazy? You
gosh.
think?
You were a step ahead.
Yeah.
Well, you need a Millennium Falcon or a Death Star for Luke. That's what you
that
need, like Legos. That
would be awesome.
That's what you need. They have some crazy ones. One of my brother-in-laws has like a giant Death Star one. I don't even know how many pieces, but it's pretty cool. They get in depth with them nowadays. Like it's not just like the outside; it's like the inside and everything. So they get pretty in depth with them. Well, I'm excited for you, Jason. This is an exciting time. The next few months, and then obviously once the baby's born, is going to be kind of a whirlwind. I would just say enjoy every part of it. Enjoy your time with Ashley right now before the baby comes too, because once the baby comes, it is about the baby and rightfully so. But it is exciting, and you're going to get a lot of advice. Just do you guys and. You'll be good, and
That's the best advice ever.
Yeah.
Just do you. This
just
is
do
be
you.
The longest, quickest, like 22 weeks or 21 weeks you have in your entire life. There's gonna be times where you feel like Jerry said earlier, you feel like you have nothing to do, and times where you feel like you don't have enough time to get stuff done. But it's all worth it.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
It is. And then, Macy's already been trying. I just want to bring this out there because Macy's already promised, like, both Bryce and Luke to be Peyton's prom date. So I don't know what she's trying to do to my poor daughter. But
She got two arms.
Exactly, yeah. Yeah, well, apparently, like, everybody and their brother is going to be her prom date. So I'm going to have to freaking move to Hawaii or Texas or Alaska or something.
And also, I mean, Bryce and Luke will be in different grades, so they'll be a year or so apart.
Yeah.
So Peyton will just be.
Hold Bryce back.
Oh, maybe
basketball
some competition.
Oh, exactly.
Made that decision already.
He just made that decision to reclassify as a different class.
Kelsey's gonna text me on Monday morning at like 8:00. Like, oh, really?
We're gonna hold him back. Well, you guys are doing the Montessori theory anyway, so you're gonna go to. It'll be up to him. That's how that works, right?
Shots fired.
Yeah, exactly. Well, Jason, you kind of threw out a dad joke in the middle there. Do you have a different dad joke, or is that your one for the day?
Well, so I did come with two, and
right.
The reason being is I did not want to pull a Brandon,
No.
and reuse a joke and then not have a backup.
Twice he's done that.
Yeah.
Twice.
I did it twice in like 3 weeks too.
Yes, you did.
So do you know why air used to be free at gas stations and now costs $2.50?
No.
There's political answers that I'm going to stay away from.
Inflation.
Oh. That's pretty good.
But honestly, it might be true. I don't know. I haven't done it lately.
It might be. I don't know. Perks of working at a place where you get air free and tires, I guess.
Yeah.
Brandon, what's your joke? Let's hear your joke. Let's see if you can do anything today.
Jason, Jerry, Double J. It also, I'm not gonna go there. Why did Eminem take the Johnson & Johnson vaccine?
I don't know. I feel like I should
because
get
he
this.
only got one shot.
That's good.
Okay.
I like that
All right,
one.
that's good.
So that was pretty good.
Do not miss your chance. Okay.
You even used the tone. That was good.
He did. I liked it. Well, Brandon, it sounds like Bryce is crawling. Hopefully Peyton catches up soon. And Jason, I can't wait to see where you guys are headed over the next few months, and I can't wait till this time next year when you're telling us everything about what Luke's doing and all the kids are playing together. It's exciting to see all these kids and just how they're going to grow up together. Exactly. It'll be I just can't wait to see all these kids grow up together because it's so much fun growing up with like cousins and friends of friends and stuff like that. And we got a lot of kids near the same age. They're going to get into a lot of trouble and it's going to be great. So I can't wait for that. For everyone listening at home, if you haven't before, please like us on all the social media devices and everything that's out there. Please tell us if you have any suggestions or leave us a review. But until next time, I'm Jerry, joined here by Jason and Brandon, and you've been listening to Dad Jokes.